Luxury cars come in all shapes and sizes and price tags, from those like this with more horsepower than you need and a six-figure price to match, or like this one, big and comfy and coming in around 70. Same deal with this machine, and both of them have nothing short of the market's latest in sci-fi level safety tech. A little cheaper, more your thing? Well, here's one for about 60 with all the toys.
And if you're after something even more affordable, you've got options like this. It's the Avalon, Toyota's top car model in our marketplace, and a machine that's matched perfectly to a shopper whose priorities include efficient performance, great long-term value, and a driving experience that's nicely calibrated for effortless long-haul cruising, but without feeling like a geriatric land sponge. Let's take a closer look.
With an as-tested price in the mid-40s, this particular top-line Avalon offers up a flagship driving experience at a price that doesn't even open the bidding on any number of comparably sized and comparably powered luxury branded models. So if you're after a properly equipped premium car that flies under the radar and without a price tag that flies so far over your head that it needs a passport, Avalon is worth a closer look. Let's start inside, where this ride shows off a unique design. Look at this dashboard. It's thickly layered with colors and materials and elements that intersect and integrate with one another. It's rich and upscale and very three-dimensional, instantly creating a unique atmosphere from a mere glance. And going closer to the touch-activated buttons, the climate control readout that's actually a small full-color display screen, the uniquely textured central command console trim, and the nicely finished gauges, and the cabin rewards lengthier visual inspection too. The navigation and central command screen are simple to use and operate consistently and responsively. Non-techie types should have little problem learning them, even those who have recently sobbed violently into an iPad they couldn't figure out how to work. You also get a kickin' JBL audio system, automatic climate control, a gorgeous set of instruments, and fully climate-controlled leather seats that are slippery, pillowy, and easy to get in and out of, even in the back. Those back seats are roomy, particularly for your legs, easy to access, and adult-friendly even for larger folks. There's a rear window sunshade, and the rear seats even have their own auto climate control zone. Translation: if you want your rear seat passengers to have plenty of space, easy access, and first-class comfort levels, you're covered off nicely. There's space to spare in the trunk too. It's deep and wide and will easily swallow numerous bags for that road trip. How she ride? Beautifully, and especially if you're after top levels of comfort for long-haul cruising. The suspension feels dense, solid, and robust, and reminded me of a far pricier machine with its ability to absorb rough road surfaces with minimal noise, minimal harshness transmitted to the cabin, and a nice feeling of fine-tuned durability. And there's a firmness at the core of the suspension, working to keep things tidy and neat if you feel like throwing the Avalon around some fast corners, which probably you won't. It rarely crashes into bumps and largely feels spot on, though badly broken road surfaces can quickly diminish ride quality. Steering is similarly fine-tuned. Again, comfort first, light, lazy, and easily manipulated when you need to steer, though there's a good bit of on-center weight that helps the Avalon to lock onto its line on the highway, eliminating the need to constantly readjust its position. Brakes bite hard from an initial press, though the pedal isn't overly precise, and that's probably on purpose to keep touchiness to a minimum. Still, it gets stationary in quick order when called upon, and I was impressed by how hard this braking system feels like it's working to pull the car down from speed. And if you're accelerating, well, the proven and highly familiar Toyota 3.5-liter V6 is on duty under the hood with 268 horsepower. Drive gently and you'd hardly know your Avalon had an engine at all. You'd glide up to speed all but noiselessly on a thick slab of low-rev torque that nearly calls an electric car to mind. Push harder and pleasing mid-range thrust comes online instantly for passing or merging. Open it up and power really piles on as the engine gets breathing at higher revs. You get a nice shove into your seat and you smirk a bit because it goes like bananas, and all the while a tastefully restrained growl is all you hear.
So in all, it's full-on comfortable, but without being overly vague, floaty, or soft. Now, I did approach this car thinking it would feel very much more geared towards an experienced driver, we'll say, but like many of today's big-dollar luxury branded sedans, they've done a good job engineering this thing to be very comfortable, but not at the all-out expense of driving enjoyment or precision. It's luxurious and plush for sure, but it doesn't feel like a giant, soggy tarmac waffle, and I like that.
Also notable, you're backed by nothing short of the market's very latest and outward-looking hazard detection technology, included as standard and marking Toyota's strong stance and mission to include all these radar safety systems on the standard equipment list of every single car they make. Another bit of high-tech for your smartphone, this wireless recharging pad. Just lay the phone on top and it'll juice up, no cords required. Complaints? The navigation and central command screen, despite being easily learned, are looking dated and low-tech compared to numerous competitors, and the all-LED headlight system is good, not great, at lighting up the road far away at night. Finally, at higher highway speeds, wind noise can become a little more intrusive than I like in a $40,000+ ride. For this money, you'll also want to check out this machine, the Nissan Maxima. Though it's shorter on rear seat headroom, and though its steering and suspension don't feel as well balanced against one another as the Avalons do, it is the hot rod in this segment with considerably more power, more entertainment value for the sportier driver, and a more daring looking cabin. Let's sum it all up. In all, Avalon is a not-so-pricey luxury car that feels like a pricier luxury car in many areas where it counts, and one that'll please those who want to relax, socialize, and unwind on lengthy trips, possibly while treating their rear seat passengers to above-average comfort levels. Add in the full suite of automatic features, lights, wipers, high beams, and even the cruise control following distance, all self-adjust in real time as needed. And here's a car that demands little more from you than just sitting back and enjoying the ride. Thanks for watching.